ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तावत्रय विनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकाः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंदः मुक्तिर्हित्वा अन्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः। Chant from verse number 30. Om तत्र माम् अनुमोदेरन्न देवास्त्रिभुवनेश्वराः मुहूर्तेन ब्रह्मलोकं खट्वाङ्गः समसाधयत्। श्रीभगवानुवाच इत्यभिप्रेत्य मनसा ह्यावन्त्यो द्विजसत्तमः उन्मुच्य हृदयग्रन्थीन् शान्तो भिक्षुरभोन्मुनिः स चचार महीम् एतां संयतात्मेन्द्रियानिलः भिक्षार्थं नगरग्रामान् असङ्गो अलक्षितो अविशत्। तं वै प्रवयसं भिक्षुम् अवधूतम् असज्जनाः दृष्ट्वा पर्यभवन् भद्र बह्वीभिः परिभूतिभिः। केचित् त्रिवेणुं जगृहुः एके पात्रं कमण्डलुं पीठं चैकेक्षसूत्रं च कन्थां चीराणि केचन प्रदाय च पुनस्तानि दर्शितान्याददुर्मुनेः। अन्नं च भैक्ष्यसम्पन्नं भुञ्जानस्य सरित्तटे मूत्रयन्ति च पापिष्ठाः श्रीवन्त्यस्य च मूर्धनि यतवाचं वाचयन्ति ताडयन्ति न वक्ति चेत् तर्जयन्ति अपरे वाग्भिः स्तेनोऽयमिति वादिनः। बध्नन्ति रज्ज्वातं केचित् बध्यताम् इति क्षिपन्त्येकेव जानन्तः एष धर्मध्वजः शठः क्षीणवित्तः इमां मृत्युम् अग्रहीत स्वजनोज्झितः। अहो एष महासारः धृतिमान् गिरिराडिवा मौनेन साधयत्यर्थं बकवदृढनिश्चयः। इत्येके विहसन्त्येन्नम् अन्ये दुर्वातयन्ति च तं बबन्धुर्निरुदुः यथा क्रीडनकं द्विजम्। एवं स भौतिकं दुःखं दैविकं दैहिकं च यत् भोक्तव्यमात्मनोदिष्टं प्राप्तम् अबुध्यत। परिभूत इमां गाथाम् अगायत नराधमैः पातयद्भिः स्वधर्मस्थः धृतिम् आस्थाय सात्विकीम। द्विज उवाच नायं जनो मे सुखदुःखहेतुः न देवतात्मा ग्रहकर्मकालाः मनः परं कारणमामनन्ति संसारचक्रं परिवर्तयेद् यतो मनोगुणान् वै सृजते बलीयः। ततश्च कर्माणि विलक्षणानि शुक्लानि कृष्णानि अथ लोहितानि तेभ्यः सवर्णाः श्रुतयो भवन्ति। अनीह आत्मा मनसा समीहता हिरण्मयो मत्सखौ द्विचष्टे मनः स्वलिङ्गं परिगृह्य कामान् जुषन्निबद्धो गुणसङ्गतोऽसौ। दानं स्वधर्मो नियमो यमश्च श्रुतं च कर्माणि च सद्व्रतानि सर्वे मनोनिग्रहलक्षणान्ताः। परो हि योगो मनसः समाधिः समाहितं यस्य मनः प्रशान्तं दानादिभिः किं वद तस्य कृत्यं असंयतं यस्य मनो विनश्यतो दानाधिभिश्चेदपरं किमेभिः मनोवशेन्ये हि अभवन् स्म देवाः मनश्च नान्यस्य वशं समेति भीष्मो हि देवः सहसः सहीयान् युञ्ज्याद्वशेतं स हि देवदेवः तं दुर्जयं शत्रुमसह्यवेगम् अरुन्तुदं तन्न विजित्य केचित् कुर्वन्त्यसद्विग्रहमत्र मर्त्यैः मित्राण्युदासीनरिपून् विमूढाः देहं मनोमात्रमिमं गृहीत्वा ममाहमित्यन्धधियो मनुष्याः एषोऽहमन्योऽहमिति भ्रमेण दुरन्तपारे तमसि भ्रमन्ति जनस्तु हेतुः सुखदुःखयोश्चेत् किमात्मनश्चात्र हि भौमयोस्तत् जिह्वां क्वचित् सन्दशति स्वदद्भिः तद्वेदनायां कथमाय कुप्येत् दुःखस्य हेतुर्यदि देवतास्तु किमात्मनस्तत्र विकारयोस्तत् यदङ्गमङ्गेन निहन्यते क्वचित् क्रुध्येत कस्मै पुरुषस्वदेहा आत्मा यदि स्यात् सुखदुःखहेतुः किमन्यतस्तत्र निजस्वभावः न हि आत्मनोऽन्यत् यदि तत्मृषा स्यात् क्रुध्येत कस्मात् न सुखं न दुःखं ग्रहानिमित्तं सुखदुःखयोश्चेत् किमात्मनोजस्य जनस्य ते वै ग्रहैर्ग्रहस्यैव वदन्ति पीडां क्रुध्येत कस्मै पुरुषस्ततोऽन्यः कर्त्मास्तु हेतुः सुखदुःखयोश्चेत् किमात्मनस्तद्धि जडाजडत्वे देहस्त्वचित् पुरुषोऽयं सुपर्णः क्रुध्येत कस्मै न हि कर्ममूलं कालस्तु हेतुः सुखदुःखयोश्चेत् किमात्मनस्तत्र तदात्मकोऽसौ नाग्नेर्हि तापो न हिमस्य तत्स्यात् क्रुध्येत कस्मै न परस्य द्वन्द्वम् न केनचित् क्वापि कथञ्चनास्य द्वन्द्वोपरागः परतः परस्य यथा महः संसृतिरूपिणः स्यात् एवं प्रबुद्धो न बिभेति भूतैः एतां स आस्थाय परात्मनिष्ठाम् अध्यासितां पूर्वतमैर्महर्षिभिः अहन्तरिष्यामि दुरन्तपारं तमो मुकुन्दाङ्घ्रिनिषेवयैव श्रीभगवानुवाच निर्विद्य नष्टद्रविणो गतक्लमः प्रव्रजगां पर्यटमान इत्थं निराकृतो असद्भिरपि स्वधर्मात् अकम्पितो मुम्मुनिराह गाथां सुखदुःखप्रदो नान्यः पुरुषस्यात्मविभ्रमः मित्रोदासीनरिपवः संसारस्तमसः कृतः तस्मात् सर्वात्मना तात निगृहाण मनोधिया मय्यावेशितया युक्तः एतावान् योगसङ्ग्रहः य एतां भिक्षुणा गीतां ब्रह्मनिष्ठां समाहितः धारयन् श्रावयन् शृण्वन् द्वन्द्वैर्नैवाभिभूयते इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां एकादशस्कन्धे त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम श्रीभागवत शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम श्रीसूत शरणं मम श्रीशुकदेव शरणं मम श्रीव्यास शरणं मम श्रीकुमार शरणं मम श्रीब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्रीविष्णु शरणं मम श्रीपरब्रह्म शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। ॐ मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्त्ययं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामुञ्चकरिचित्। ओं नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओं श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणमेकादश स्कन्धः मुक्तिर्हित्वान्यथा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथ त्रयोविंशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच Salutations to the Lord, the Guru Parampara. What to learn from our odd situations? We have learned from this Dvija. Most important two, three things are: one, any bad comes to us is because of our own bad doing. Second is, other than going through all that dukkha, any reaction adds salt to the existing wound. Third one is any bitter experience when it makes us gain the vairagya to be detached from the world and also molds us turn towards the Paramatma, the Mumukshuta. All that bad done, all the result of bad dukkha come has been encashed by us in a most positive direction. That is the possibility that is there for human beings, which they have to make use of. Now, tatra mam anumoderan devaha tribhuvaneshwaraha muhurtena brahmalokam khatva angaha samasadhayat. This is the difficult most path in spirituality, where we have to withstand to all the dukkha coming from the world without blaming them, without insulting them. And also we have to balance ourselves. And most importantly, even after committing to the ultimate goal, still continuously, constantly, we have to seek the permission, cooperation, blessing, support from all the devatas in and out. This is how we have to balance ourselves, and this maturity will have to come to us one day, and it will come when we are on the path, consistently seeking it through the study of Shastra and our own contemplation. So I have to balance myself, I have to experience all the odd coming, I should not fight with them, I should not again run into the world. Same time, Devaha Tatrama Manumoderana, may all the Devatas be kind, compassionate to me. They may not arrest me on the way, they may not obstruct me, they may not disturb me, they may always continuously help me. Tattamam Anumoderan Devaha. And we have seen it, and tomorrow in our Mandukya Upanishad class, in our Taittiriya Upanishad class, we are going to see it, maybe tomorrow or day after, when we read that Shanno Mitraha Samvarunaha Mantraha, how we, every Devata's grace we have to take, so that they empower us at their respective places in our personality, our journey becomes smoother. Yesterday we already saw at the legs level Vishnu, at the mouth level the Agni, at the eye level Surya, at the buddhi level Brahaspati, mind level Chandrama, hands level Bhagavan Indra. May we pray to all of them, like we chant every day, Antaha Pravisha Mam, Yonta Pravisha Mama Vacha Mimam Prasuptam Sanjiveti. Anyansha Astacharana Shravanatvagadin Namo Bhagavate. One Paramatma only through all these devatas is empowering every personality of ours. Therefore, we are able to live life. So, to in spirituality, where it is more difficult, more tough, new fields, we have to leave the comfortable, luxury earlier zone. तो कितना हमको शक्तियां चाहिए, सिर्फ these devatas give us, and they are very much there. They are there to bless us when we invoke their blessings. Through this devotion, through this prayer, through one or the other upasana. So tatra mam anumoderan devaha trivana ishwaraha muhurtena brahmalokam, all that we saw. Now Sri Bhagavan Vacha, we saw how this, therefore, this Brahmana became Bhikshu and just gave up everything external, sought only the internal Paramatma. Iti abhipretya manasa, we understood yesterday that how he was very firm is in inner conviction. Avantyah Disatamaha, that great Brahman of the Avantipura, Unmuche Hrudaya Granthina, how he got rid of the Hrudaya Granthis of Dukkha, Granthis of wrong goal, Granthis of trying to gain something from the world, Granthi of trying to change the world, Granthi of reacting to the world. All that Hrudaya Granthi dropped only. Then what did he do? Shantaha Bhikshu Abhut Munihi. So first Hrudaya Granthi Unmukshay, second is Shantaha, third is Bhikshu, fourth is Muni. Each of the word and their beautiful meaning yesterday we saw. This is where our real spiritual journey begins. Before that, all that is trial method, error method, whatever little sadhana we do, we cancel it, our own worldliness, our own reaction in the world, our own all sorts of immaturities. So give up the Hrudaya Granthi. In simple word, the Hrudaya Granthi removal is, I have nothing to gain from this world. Something is there in the world that I have to gain by this or that work. All is Hrudaya Granthi only. In the sense, it is neither real nor it is there, but we only feel in our mind. The kama karma of the worldliness is called Hridaya Granthi. He just dropped it because he has seen in his own life how he was coveting the wealth. He expected sukha from the wealth, and he thought people will help him. He himself also did not help them. Finally, the wealth is taken away. They also left him. Now he is all alone. Remember, life always is give and take. Whatever we give, it comes to us. Many times, even if you give, it may not come to us. Finally, the give and take, though it is there, it's only Vyavahara. Ultimate thing is give up the world, take up God. That should come in our heart. Now, and when it happens smoothly, when the experiences are bitter, out of some anger, we may come out of the world. Later on, pacifying ourselves, answering ourselves smoothly, delicately, when we wean away from the world, withdraw from the world, and put all our energies in knowing the self, in knowing the Lord, through all various sadhanas, various yogas, I tell you, we are really becoming matured, complete. This Bija Sattama did that one. Oh. Then Sasachara Mahim Etam. And then did not stay in one place, started moving into the Bhumandala, Nagara Graman. Whenever, whatever there, Nagara Hoya Gramaho, he was not worried by any one of them. Then Bhikshartham. And only purpose of going to Nagara Grama is taking some Bhiksha for sustaining his life. Oh. Then 2, 3, 4 things about him. One is Samyata Atma Indriya Anilaha. Yesterday we explained it exhaustively. Full control of the Atma is Deha, then Indriyas, the Indriyas, Anila is Pranavayu, then again Atma means his own Mana Antakarana. What is the Samyata Atma Indriya Anilaha? He saw to it that his Sankalpa Shakti was so powerful to manage them, balance them, control them. When the food was not available, he used to take it lightly. When it is available, he will not be overwhelmed. When too much of food also available, he is not excited. That is the meaning of controlling the anila. Because pranavayu's lakshana is ashana vibhasa. Samyata atma deha, sometimes we eat, sometimes it is cold, doesn't matter. And all samyata atma indriya anilaha, we will see throughout this chapter, when he is inflicted with all miseries by the people, how he withstood all of them. Then Samyata Indriya is what? Again, never ever giving Indriyas any choice, anything. मिला तो मिला नहीं तो नहीं मिला इंद्रिय भोग ही नहीं और इंद्रियों से जो काम कराना है कराते रहे ना again Samyata Atma is the mana also he was balancing it consciously in their emotions in its emotions mana maintained sattva guna remember mana's restlessness is eliminated all the ill feeling when it is coming in the mind in the form of negative emotions, whether toward the God or toward the people, anything, he was just selecting it and removing it that very moment. That very moment. Means none of the thought flow, none of the emotions of the mind were out of his control. That's called as Samyata Mana. So to the body was in its own control where what was required he was giving to the body and he was balancing it by his own free will and willpower. Neither it goes through any diseases, nor it is tired, exhausted, nor it is most importantly lazy. In this way he was managing. Then the Indriya, we already saw. Anila, the Prana. In this way he was moving in the world. And when he was moving in the world, his only goal was to know the Lord. Therefore, he need not establish any. Again, the earlier relativity with the world, two things were said here was alakshitaha as well as asangaha. Alakshita asangaha, he was not attached to anything, nor he allowed anything being to get attached to him. This asangaha, alakshita was more important, where he was not trying to become important or popular or visible or in the anywhere. Alakshita. कोई जरूरत नहीं मेरे को जानने का. And in this today's modern world, everybody wants to become lakshita. And in that effort to become lakshita, they do all manipulations. And once they become really lakshita, that means popular, means recognized. Suddenly, entire media will run behind this fellow and dig his grave or the past from last 22 lives and bring out all these person's negativities of the past and whatever the name and fame he gained in one day's news, everything is gone. Every person will have his own past, and nobody's past is so glorious. That is why Bhagavan hides everybody's past of the past lives. If it is known how many times we went to crimes, how many times we were put in the jail, beaten by the people. सब याद आ गया तो कितना गंदा रहेगा वो. We all have gone through all that. How many of we were sent to the hell for all our sins? We are not great people. We are small jiva with so much of ignorance, with so much of papa. Right now, when you close eyes and see, how many of the vicharanas of kama, krodha, lobha are there? How many of the criminalities are there? How many of the indisciplines are there? How many of the sins of omissions we are doing every moment? Each of them deserves so much of punishment. Like that only we were living earlier. All of that Bhagavan makes us forget. Idea is what? Alakshita. I should recognize the self in me. The self should recognize me. May we become one without second. Like yesterday in Mandukya Upanishad, in the last shloka, 100th one. Buddha padam ananatvam namaskurmo yathabalam. That's what. We are saluting the self by being one with that. Other than that self, there is nothing for us to recognize. Nobody need to recognize us. These are all samsara. This is only at the level of ignorance where we consider we are jiva, want to become great or popular. Therefore, we expect others to recognize. For that, whatever we do is nothing but gymnastics only. Like those people, gymnastics is a latest word. Do all types of gimmicks to be recognized by the people. That is nothing but that only. There is only one thing worthy to be known. It is self. Self is everywhere. And in that selfness, there is no speciality to seek attention or importance. Therefore, he was asangaha, alakshitaha, he was moving everywhere. That was his committed movement. And in that movement, he was controlling all his faculties. His attention was only on knowing the Paramatma, thinking about him, contemplating on him. All that he was doing, taking the name of the Lord, whatever the mantras he remembers, he used to chant them. Istara. But two things, his own prarabdha and the world around, do you think they will spare? Even when we change ourselves towards spirituality, yet our prarabdha chases us. That is the best example is this story. To see in this world how we see the people, though they are famous spiritually, how they are humiliated, insulted so much in the contemporary world, even though they are noble in the present, because all the ignoble acts of the past have brought their result now. That Mahatma knows it. This is all my past karma. He goes through that. That is the story of this bhikshu now. And he never gets perturbed. It's okay. Next, we are now in the Smarana Paramatma, Chintana Paramatma. This takes care of our future. All the past will bring, all the dukkha. Doesn't matter. We'll go through it. Nothing other than going through some terrible prarabdha we can do. It's very sublime thoughts. भगवान भी जब अवतार में आते हैं उनको भी लोगों ने ह्यूमिलिएट किया, इंसल्ट किए. देखो, हाउ कैन वी एस्केप दैट? We can't escape our past. Therefore, need not become so regretted or guilty. So, to when others also going through suffering, help them to come out of it rather than insulting, humiliate them. Which are everybody is suffering their past prarabdha and suffering their present ignorance and stupidity. विचार क्या करना नहीं पता चल रहा, सब दुखी है. We have to sympathize only. That we will do when we have wisdom and we have balanced ourselves. Whatever I have now, I am going through my prarabdha. I have to balance it. In the present, I must know what is my goal and what to do. With this habit of mine, anybody going through difficulties, I should be able to help them with some sympathy, with some concern, with some help or guidance. This is a noble life which we have to live in general. Now, what happened to him? Ki, dekho, tam vai pravayasam. By that time, he has become very old, elderly. Bhikshum is just going on, Bhikshu is sannyasi and going on the streets, villages for some alms, some bhojanam. Avadhutam. Avadhuta is never ever valuing his own deha, any of the samskara. To such person, pravayas bhi hai, Bhikshu bhi hai, avadhut hai. Even then, asajjana, all those uncultured people of this world who doesn't have the depth to understand, who don't have the samskara of the Sanatana Dharma, that come what may the other person, we have to respect him for any of his mistake. The Lord take care or the legal system takes care. Not knowing that, so many asajanas around društva, seeing him parabhavan. They used to do the so much parabhava of him, insult of him, humiliation of him, so much they used to do. Bhadra means, oh my dear, respectful Uddhava. Krishna is addressing Uddhava as Bhadra. Hey Bhadra, Parabhavan, how? Bhakvibihi paribhutibihi. With innumerable, uncountable ways of insulting, he was being troubled by the people every day. कोई लोग जो ना कितने पापी होते हैं प्रेजेंट में, फिर भी दे ओनली गेट रेस्पेक्ट ओनली थ्रू आउट देयर लाइफ. दैट इज बिकॉज देयर अर्लियर पुण्य, एंड दिस papa will lead to the dukkha next life. Some other people you see so noble, so honest, yet everybody devalues them, insults them and all. उनका पहले का पाप. These all good what he is doing now will be resulting in the future. See, Bhakvibihi paribhutibihi paryabhavano. To that one, they insulted him so much. Now, what sorts of insults we get? In general, because of past papa are listed out here. And as I told you 3 days back, this Brahmana's luck is what? In one life only, he went through all drama which otherwise is experienced in many lives. What are those? Born as Brahmana. One life. Gave up Brahmana Dharma. Same life. Took up the Varta Vritti. Third, in that Varta also behaved worse like a Shudra than a Shudra of so much selfishness. He coveted money, never gave to anyone, never respected, never valued. In one life only he did all this natak. Then it has reached the peak level. People could not tolerate. Then they took away all his wealth. One life may. They have insulted him left and right and never valued them, kicked them only out of the house. Their own ज्ञाति बंधु. एक ही लाइफ में हुआ वो, जनरली अलग अलग जन्म में होता है. And in this very life only he started thinking, contemplating, inquiring. एक ही जन्म में. Then he understood the karma and karma phala siddhanta. Then he got so much of vairagya. एक ही जन्म में. Then he went to that own bhikshu lakshana or the bhikshu dharma of sannyasi. And he sought only Paramatma. Then in one life only, prana, indriya, mana, deha, all of that he controlled. And to be the true bhikshu, not sticking to any place, he was moving only in the world for bhikshata and alakshita asanga. एक ही जन्म में उन्होंने. And in this very life only, whatever the residue papa phala is there, he is going through that. In this very life, not only while going through it, he has discovered the self, how he reached the self, while reaching the self, en route, how to encounter all these insults come. He practically did it and he sings in a beautiful song. That's going to be the main Bhikshu Geetha, which will be after 10 or 12 shlokas. एक ही लाइफ में उनको सब हो गया. And he became as if such a guru that his writings have become most important portion of Bhagavad. That also in 11th skandha is mukti giving. That also toward the end. That also is quoted by none other than Bhagavan Krishna himself. That also when he was teaching to his most disciple, dearest Uddhava, toward the end of his own avatar. एक ही जीवन में इनको सब हुआ. आई टेल यू आई फील लक्की, भगवान है हो जाए एक ही जिंदगी में, अगले जन्म में वही हिसाब किताब नहीं, सीधा राइट फ्रॉम बिगिनिंग लाइक सुखदेव और प्रहलाद वी शुड बी इन ब्रह्म ज्ञान. खत्म कर दो सारा इसी जन्म. डिपेंडिंग ऑन टाइप ऑफ पापा, किसी को ह्यूमिलिएशन के द्वारा, किसी को नुकसानों के द्वारा, किसी को इल हेल्थ के द्वारा, किसी को सब मिलकर पाप का प्रक्षालन होता है. बहुत ज्यादा है तो many lives. Tomorrow we will see that in our again I am saying that Taittiriya Upanishad, when the Purva Pakshi asked the question about can we get Paramatma through the karma, Bhagavan while answering that, he will discuss all that exhaustively. We will see that. Now, Bhakvibihi Paribhutibihi Pariyavavan. By so many humiliations, insults, he was tortured to highest level. And some of them things so you can never imagine. Even the worst of Kali Yuga also, but it was done to him long back. Krishna is quoting this story means is much before Krishna Avatara Kala. Avanti की बात है, पहले की बात. maybe in Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, even Dwapara much before. द्वापर युग के अंत में भगवान कृष्ण आए. कृष्ण से पहले, बहुत पहले से द्वापर चल रहा है. द मोमेंट द रामावतार ओवर, immediately the Dwapara started. That took many years. Toward the end, Krishna came. Anyway, now how many ways he was insulted, and how many ways every jiva, depending on his papa, is insulted. The list is there. Few of them we might have gone through. If our papa is there, we may go through that also. Prepare mentally, if at all. Then be careful from now onward. Bhagavan जो भी पाप है उसका निष्कृति करो. Get all. That's how some prayashchittas, when they are done, some of the papa dukkha is reduced. That can be given a direction. Bhagavan has his own variety of ways to divert them, to reduce them, to dilute them, to do them together or to expand them. Pap phal ka. उनके हाथ में है. We need not worry. Pray to him. Whatever he can do, we'll do that. One by one, let us see. First, Kechit Trivenum Jagruhu. Old man, sannyasi, so he had that tridanda in his hand. Maybe he might have taken the diksha from somewhere, or himself, being Brahmana, though he has not followed, but he knows the rules. Somebody come and take away that trivenu. You see, that is most important for a sannyasi. एकवेणु त्रिवेणु दंडी सन्यासी द्विदंडी त्रिदंडी ऐसे होते हैं. दंडी सन्यासी कहते हैं इन उत्तरकाशी एंड ऑल दोस प्लेसेस. They somehow, because of a very strict discipline, are considered as little important. They also feel so. Therefore, anywhere when the Bhiksha is there, Bhiksha will not start till the Dandi Sannyasi Guru comes. And that Dandi Sannyasi given main place to sit, others are around. That's how the tradition, all that I have seen. Dandi Sannyasi, उनका आश्रम दंडी आश्रम होता है. What is the danda? Ek danda he holds on. It will not touch the ground. How do they take bath and all? I don't know. They may hold it somewhere. Anywhere, throughout life, the danda should not be kept on the ground. And other rules, which I have not studied much. Dvidanda, Tridanda, aisa hai. And it is, the danda is to stand straight in all disciplines. If at all fall only at the feet of the truth. Don't bend for your own dehendriya manabuddhyadi tadatmya, nor to the world's any type of treatment of giving us sukha dukkha. That is meaning of standing erect like the danda. The danda again represents our own back danda. The meru danda it is called. पीछे वाला जो बैकबोन है, और उनमें ही सारे जो शक्तियों का प्रवाह होता है if one does the yoga sadhana. Otherwise it only moves here and there outside. So it indicates so many things. So yoga sadhana indicates, the parama bhakti saranagati indicates, the discipline indicates stricter. Then whatever the diksha given by the guru, that is reminded whenever the danda is in the hand, and it's always in the hand. Then a part of his mind is always to the danda, that it should not be kept on the ground. That is to say that Guru given Diksha, in that the mantra, in the discipline, Hamesha Man mein hai. This is the only way by which we can reduce our importance given to the world. परमात्मा के नाम के लिए इम्पोर्टेंस देते देते ही इससे हम बच सकते हैं. That's why nowadays we are doing our Vishnu Sahasranamrit Shankara Bhashya. Every day, 10-15 mantras we are learning in Telugu. It was so beautifully going on. Today we have seen Rudro Bahushirava Burur Vishwayoni Shuchishravaha Amrutaha Shashrastanu Vararoho Mahatapaha. Tomorrow we will see Sarvagaha Sarvaidvanuhu. Our mind is hooked on to that. So to our Upanishad class. That's the only way to pull our attention from the world. Otherwise, the tension-giving world we can never give up. So the Dandi Sannyasis, that's how they hold on. The Danda always keeps them alert and awake. Is it not? Because you can't forget it. That's the Diksha taken up. So he had this Tridandam. Then Kechit Tridandam actually is the Mata Pitruruna is over. Then the Rishiruna, the Devaruna, then the Bhutaruna, they clear. Rishiruna by Swadhyaya and all. Devaruna by the Upasana. That Manusharuna, etc. is by whatever the kindness, love they can do for the people, either through their Upasana or whenever they come. That Tridanda may be representing that also. Okay, that somebody took away from him. Kechita Trivenum Jagruhu. No, this when it is taken away, which is the Diksha wala, itna dukh hota hai dekho. They have the possession of that not because of attachment, but that's a Diksha. Like I am attached to these things. I can't give it to them. Not because I attach to this the other way, but it gets given by Gurudev. Tomorrow is Gurudev's Jayanti. And therefore, if somebody takes it away, how much dukkha it will be? Of course, when we tune to Gurudev in our own heart, for which only this is given, this is not required to give it to somebody. वो अलग बात. त्रिवेणुम जगृहो हो गया. Next one, कि एके पात्रम. Somebody come and is Bhiksha Patra, they take away. No, Bhiksha Patra take away, then how will you ask Bhiksha and hold the food and eat it? It's not like today you order anything स्विगी विगी वो आ जाता है पैक में या पॉलीथीन में या थैलियों में टिफिन बॉक्सों में. You know, nowadays all the sadhus have a wonderful tiffin box and they go for bhiksha, उसमें भर कर ले आते हैं. मस्त carriages for their guru, and it's all wonderful thing going on. An interesting thing goes on when you stay in Uttarakashi and go and see all that. Very disciplined, systematic, every day. In that Gujarati Bhavan, in Kali Kamliwala, there are 5-6 annakshetras are there. For all the thousands of sadhus, they give annam. You go there and you also sponsor one day bhiksha. Very punya it is. So the patra, somebody take away. The tiffin box. Somebody will come and take away. Kamandalum, the bisleri bottle. That is their kamandalu. जिसमें जल लेते हैं आचमन के लिए, कुछ अशुद्धि के लिए, अर्घ्य प्रदान करने के लिए. So the Trivenu, Danda Kamandalu are their minimum possessions. That's all. Somebody come and take away the Kamandalu. And he will procure it again from somewhere. और कहीं आगे गया वहाँ और ले लिए. He was not fighting or reacting. He will procure them again from somewhere or the other. Again it is taken. Not once, twice. Again and again, again and again. Kechit Trivenum, Patram, then Kamandalum. Peetam cha eke, Peetam is the asanam. Whatever the asana he used to use for his own japa, dhyanam, puja, was लेके गए कोई उनके सामने ही. Old man, now he cannot run or chase and stop them. They used to take away the asana. And then these things are very personal, please remember, and it should be. My asana for dhyana, I cannot publicly give it to everyone. Because उसमें बैठ कर वो ईश्वर कृपा से वो साधना का शक्ति होता है वहाँ. आपका जो आसन ध्यान का किसी को मत देना. The topper posture. Let you buy 100 things and give it to all. Apna asan, apna vas. Some things we have to be very careful. Huh? You know, the asana, the japamala, they are all very personal to you. Then only you will maintain the sanctity, then the respect, reverence towards them. You can't make a public property. Those were the days where nobody is allowed inside the house only. बाहर ही बात करते हैं. My house is my God's place. Everybody is not allowed inside. This is not selfishness. This is a discipline. That cannot be done. You should not share some special things and all the things which are given by the Guru to you. Not public. That's an insult to all of them. You are not Dikshita. You are not having the Nishtha. You don't have the Vrata Bhava. We are not having the commitment to them. To show all of that, this is. Because they are the only things not only remind you of the Diksha given to your Guru, but your own commitment. Asana, dhyana, fold करके रखना, ऐसे मत छोड़ना. Every day after dhyana is done, fold asana and keep aside. Don't openly keep it. If many people are in your house, you are alone is there also, fold it and keep. So, पीठम चाहिए कि somebody will take away the asana. बैठे बैठे खींच के ले जाना. No, remember how much दुखा it will give. And each one of एक एक गया तो ही ऐसे हर चीजों को हर बार 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 ले जा रहे हैं. So how much frustration one should get about the people and also toward the God. He did not do all that. That is what is going to be the Bhikshu Geetham we are going to study from verse 43. What a powerful it is. All those are his inner, matured, psychological treatments of understanding, which is going to give to all the problems of diseases which people are inflicting in this form, which were invoked by him only because of his past papa. किसी को उन्होंने डंडे से मारा होगा कभी, इसलिए कोई डंडा ले रहा है. उन्होंने भी किसी का पात्र लिया होगा, अभी उनका पात्र कोई ले रहे. Remember that. It won't happen just like that. He must have broken somebody's kamandalu. और किसी का गिरवी लगा के नहीं दिया होगा कमंडलो when he was in the वार्तावृत्ति. It is taken away. He must have taken somebody's position, asanam. So it is taken away from him. प्लीज दैट इज वाई ना दुनिया में कभी भी किसी का कोई भी चीज नहीं लेना. लोग है ना आपका वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट ओकेशन में दैट इज टेकन अवे फ्रॉम यूर्स which is very painful, very sensitive in this world. You have to become that way to make all the things simple. You stand on your own feet for whatever you want. Never depend for anything on anybody. Rather, you become giver. Whether it is love or sympathy or respect or the forgiveness, which are the inner qualities, even the outer objects, even outer help, etc. It is not stubbornness. It is not ego. This is how we can conserve all energies, all our tapashakti, which can be used for our higher contemplation. छोटे छोटे चीजों के लिए हर एक के ऊपर डिपेंड होते हो, that eat away all your punyam. And also take away things from others, then they also take from us. The Lord will make that adjustment. First of all, why should we be lazy? Do you see any animals depending on other animals? Throughout life, they stand on their own. Maximum, sometimes when this absolutely cannot be done, it's okay. Totally bedridden and all that time. मैं तो कहता हूँ before that time a bedridden comes, I will die only. I can't live and trouble anyone. Other they'll take away all my tapasya and punyam sadhana. Like that. Anayasena maradam vinadainyena jivanam dehante tavasayijyam dehime parameshwara. So somebody took away Pitham cha Akshasutram. He has got Rudraksha Mala in the hand. He was using do japa Om Namah Shivaya. He is closing eyes doing Om Namah. Somebody come, take के गया वो लेकर. That fellow might be throwing it fake. कुछ भी कर रहा है वो ले गया वो. For no reason, but no, how can you react now? For no, just like that taken away. Actually कोई साधु संतों को देखकर respect reverence करता है दुनिया. अब this person is going through that bad time is he is getting rid of all the papa whatever he has done. That's how a peculiar story is. It's not for every sadhu happens. To each sadhu one or two things happen. For him everything is happening. That's how he becomes an example of when we are embarking on sadhana, how the hisab kitab is cleared by the Lord of whatever the papa is done in the past. अक्षर सूत्रम ले गया कोई जप करने के लिए. ओम नमः शिवाय, ओम नमः शिवाय. गयो. Somebody came and kantham. Somebody took away the kantha. Maybe a place just he wanted to like recline, relax. वो kantha कहते हैं ना, उसको भी ले गए. And chirani, whatever small little cloth pieces he had stitched or this and that, wearing उसको भी ले गए लोग. Kantham, chirani. Anything he'll have, it is taken away. Somehow again कहीं कपड़ा गिरा, कॉटन गिरा, उसको लेकर फिर से उसने सिलाई बना के की. The moment he thought, हाँ at least now, again it will take, somebody takes. To an old man, he is a bhikshu, he is like अवधूत. People see, देखो जब the प्रारब्ध गड़बड़ होता है ना, the best of the people also act worse towards you. I am experiencing it every day, in fact every moment. पापम क्या क्या किया होगा, we don't know. There's nothing to hide or feel ashamed about. That way, we should learn only. Good that Bhagavan is clearing all hisab earlier so that no obstruction in our future sadhana. But from all this, what we have to learn in the present is sensitively live so correctly that no sin happens from us. Kaya, vacha, manasa, buddhya, indriyahi. Other than Bhagavad Seva, Jagat Seva, none of the harm to anyone we should do. All papa we do only when our mind is caught up in artha kama. If you are in artha kama, you can never avoid doing papa. It will result in this way. Only we are here two works. One is fulfill your dharma, second seek moksha. This should be pakka convinced. And that day when it happens, remember all the gods have blessed us. All our punya got fructified. If that decision comes to us without again changing, My laksha is moksha and my performance is dharma. That's it. No artha kam. Totally pull our mind away from it. By the way. सो कंथा को ले लिए. कंथा मीन्स जो फटे पुराने कपड़ों को जोड़कर थोड़ा लेटने के लिए, बैठने के लिए, सोने के लिए तो बनाते हैं. Nowadays you have U foam bed and in our childhood सारे पुराने कपड़े एक में डाल के सिलाई करके उसी पे सोते थे. Bunta used to call it a kantha. Even now in these lower middle class people, that's what they do. They remove all the buttons and all of the shirts and all so that it did not hurt. All of that properly they put. We had all our pillows like that only in childhood. We went through. Nothing wrong to share. What is wrong in that? Why waste all of them? That is taken away. Then Chirani, somebody took away. Then sometime Pradaya cha punah tani darishitani. Then he used to ask them sometime or just remain in a face of pittiness. Seeing that they bring again and show it to him. And by the time he feels comforted in himself that thank God they are giving back, again they take away. देखो दर्शितानि आददुर again मुने है. Show it, again take away. No, this is more painful. When somebody takes away something, you suffer for some time and you give it up. But suddenly that thing again appears in front and create that asha in us, and again it is taken away. The pain is double, triple. They used to torture him like that, scorch him like that. Now remember, whenever people trouble us, they don't trouble consciously. Their nature is that our Rakshasatva, they do, but we suffer it. Like when you scold someone, you don't scold someone very consciously. That time you are overpowered by your selfishness, your anger, your arrogance. You do it, but it hurts other person. होश में नहीं रहता बंदा. जो बंदा होश में होता है तो वो बैलेंस रहेगा ना. Why will he misbehave? That's so. Anybody doing all crimes, he's in behosh. He's in some caught up in the kama or krodha. The kama pishachi or krodha rakshasa has held him. All of us also go through it. So others are not doing deliberately. Means it's not that they are just by nature. Such type of people only used to come around him. Not everybody used to do. Suppose in a town event, there are 2,000 people. Out of 2,000, 10 rascals are there. They only would be around him to do this. 1,990 are good people, but they won't come here. Because he'll have to exhaust his prarabdha, and that's the way. When the children or youth or when the arrogant people because of wealth and all, they just are in a different mood of Rakshasatva. They behave like that. Whoever they may be, but he was being inflicted with all those things. तो दिखाते हैं फिर से ले जाते हैं. Then annam cha bhaiksha sampannam. In another place, another day, bhiksha, some food he has got. He used to go to Sarit Tata somewhere, washing her hand, doing argyam, offering to the Lord. By the time he used to take the bhojanam, है ना, हाथ धोकर पीछे मुड़कर देखा. See the worst of the thing here. The food which he was supposed to eat, mutrayanti cha papishtaha. The people used to do their mutra on that food which is going to eat. No, can you imagine that type of thing? Bhayankar. You got. But in some cases, even now you see, not this worst thing, but other things. Adding too much of salt, too much of chili, or funny things. Sometimes if the mother-in-law is like a Rakshasi for his daughter-in-law, or the other way around nowadays, अलग हो गया. कभी कभी जो वो राक्षसत्व आपको दिखता है कहीं कहीं. In the old movies you used to see how that mother-in-law used to torture that daughter-in-law by giving us rice. In that only the lal mirch powder बस पीने को पानी भी नहीं देना. Then she'll go through all that dukkha. Anyway, they used to do that thing, the खाने के चीज पे. Then Stevantascha Murdhani. Another time when he's eating, come and do spitting on his own head, Stevanti. इतना गंदा देखो आप. How you can? आप तो either you feel like committing suicide or kill that fellow. These are the two emotions come because the extreme insults or trouble they are giving. And generally, for any person, how much bad he is, there is something called as self-respect and self-dignity. When that is crossed at one point, when others inflict dukkha, he will revolt. He will fight out. He will say, "ठीक है, मैंने तो किया, but I don't deserve this punishment. I will revolt." No, he is not doing all that. That's the lesson he learned. That is what he is teaching us through his practice. Now, that is what when Uddhava said to Krishna in the beginning of this chapter, "Hey Bhagwan, ये तो असंभव है." Even Bhagwan said, "Yes, you are right, बाबा." जब दूसरे इंसल्ट करते हैं, ऐसे पूरे पृथ्वी में कोई साधु नहीं है, the one who can withstand all insults. He agreed, except one. Therefore, he gave the example of this Brahmana Bhikshu of the Avanti. Do you remember that? न तथा तप्य बारहस्पत्या सवै न अत्र साधुर्वै दुर्जनेरितैः दुरुक्तैः भिन्नमात्मानः यः समादातुम् ईश्वरः. It is so difficult to withstand when others give insults. No, such type of things to happen to us also. Exactly may not be the same. अब खाना खा रहे हो, सडनली पड़ोस ने झाड़ू लगाया, सारा धूल मिट्टी लगता है इसमें. घर में ही होता है कभी कभी ऐसी बात. है ना. आइदर टेक अवे लाइक कमांडोलो की बात करी, वे नॉट टेक अवे बट हाथ लग गया तो गिर गया, तो बिकम एंग्री. हाउ आर यू नॉट केयरफुल, आर यू नॉट केयरफुल करके हम कहते हैं. कमांडोलो मीन्स like tea or coffee your servants are giving, it is broken or fall down like anywhere in station और कहीं काफी चाय पी रहे हो, किसी का हाथ लगता है और टूटता है, हाथ अपने ऊपर गिरता है, immediately you become angry inside. if a new person unknown, ओके ठीक है कहते आप, अपने घर के लोग हैं तो लड़ाई हो जाती है उससे. देन व्हाट, यहाँ रुका नहीं वो, फिर स्टीवन तेस्य च मूर्धनि यतवाचम वाचयन्ति. And when he's not reacting to all this, not talking at all, then they used to force him to react, to talk, to reply. He is not talking, he is in mauna, but that also they don't stand to. बोलना ही पड़ेगा इनको, बुलवाते हैं. Then ताड़यन्ति, then वाचयन्ति ताड़यन्ति नवक्ति चेत. The worst of it is what? When he is strong not to talk, क्या बात करो अभी उनसे. They used to beat him also. ताड़यन्ति नवक्ति चेत. Old man, भिक्षु, सन्यासी रूप. He is in Avaduta Rupa. Brahmana. That he knows, may not be others know, but he was beaten. Tadayanti navakti chet. What to do? There is nothing secret to be hidden. You know, so many Mahatmas are, only Hindus are targeted. Thank God, luckily, at least they will get purified of whatever little sins are there. बाकी लोग नरक ही जाएंगे. Same thing are done here. Yata vacham vachayanti tadayanti navakti chet. I am leaving it to your imagination as to how much he was tortured. This was done by all these Mughals, Britishers to all our Hindus. आप याद रखना, मेरे को तो जलना होता है अंदर से whenever I remember it. We have to be careful. They are all dushta. We have to protect our gurus, महात्मा, saints, sages. बाबा वो चले जाएंगे ना तो फिर कुछ बचेगा नहीं हमको. अभी इतना सत्यानाश हो रहा है हमारा कल्चर हिंदुइज्म का. Anyway, then what else? Tarjayanti apare vagmihi. Others will, with words, they will do so much of tarjanam. Tarjanam is threatening. I will beat you, I will kill you, I will break your hands, legs. जो कहते हैं ना tarjanam, that we do to your children and all, many a time. हाथ पैर तोड़ मसल डालूंगा, कुचल डालूंगा. वाग्मिहि तर्जयन्ति. Sadhu Brahmana. He is Sadhu Brahmana now, but earlier he has done Papa. What it shows to us? How much our sadhutva you are now. It may pay tomorrow, but whatever asadhutva we did, it will give its result. So, Tajyanti apare vagbihi, then stenoyamiti vadinaha. Then among them, then they will talk to each other. क्यों मार रहे हो उसको, क्यों डांट रहे हो, ये चोर है. And the people immediately believe, looking at Sauliya and all, लगेगा उनको ये चोर ही है करके. Stenoyamiti vadina. And see, dekho, what to do? Any your own money or purse you can put near him and you can prove it to others, showing it. देखो मेरा पर्स उसने चुराया, चोर है. आजकल तो ये सब तो नाटक होता ही है ना. He can't even move, old man, but still you can put your purse there and say, देखो चुराया इसने, मैं इससे डांट रहा हूँ या मार रहा हूँ. So he was beaten, he was threatened with the mouth. That urination done, spitting is done on him. Danda, Kamandulu, Kantha, Chira, they were taken away. If he doesn't talk, he is again beaten there. See that Bhayankara Naraka. एक बार दो बार नहीं, बहुत दिन, बार बार. Till that prarabdha is over, it goes on. Oh. The beauty of it is what? No, when it came to his own inner reaction, he just have forgiven all of them. He just sang a glorious Bhikshu Geetha. And that Bhikshu Geetha, which we'll study at least 2-3 दिन पक्का ज़्यादा लगे, उसमें the mind and its creation and all that which is taught here, I tell you, sometime in Upanishad also you will not find. इतना महान ज्ञान है, which we are going to study from 36 mantra, whatever number, 43. Okay, then Stenoyamiti vadinaha, chor, chor. Now he remembers all that. Really, I was chor earlier by looting the money of people. They are talking now. Steno vadina. Then badnanti rajvam tam kechitu. Badyatam badyatam iti. बाकी लोग चिल्ला रहे, बांध दो उनको रस्सी से. Then they really tie him with the rope. यार पशु you can tie with the rope. How can you human being? That is an old man. How miserable it is like a pashu. He was tied with the rope, saying that a chor chor I am bando. He has not done anything now. He is just in his own bhikshu vritti of sadhana. Like that's what we have to learn the lesson. क्या है हमारे प्रारब्ध में नहीं पता, सुख या दुख या मान या अपमान. We don't know. We should be ready. We should be balanced. Right? After studying this story, two things we must. One, no moment we commit any sin which will invoke such type of humiliation. Second is, be fully prepared whatever comes. और कोई है ही नहीं ऐसे बुरा प्रारब्ध तो you are lucky. If at all is there, the papa is done, then we are going to be insulted or ready to face it. और याद रखो इस जन्म में तो और कहीं जन्म में. If not in the Manusya Yoni, if your God is kind enough on us, in some other Yoni. You know, the dogs also are humiliated, insulted, beaten with the danda. वो भी जीव ही है. बट उनको उतना अहम नहीं होता, इसलिए उनका इंसल्ट फीलिंग नहीं होती. बट फॉर द ह्यूमन बीइंग इट इज वर्स्ट. यू आर सेंट टू अ मछली का जीवन, गला कट जाएगा वहां, बिकॉज सच ए पाप वी हैव डन. These are all the narakas. You know, all these non-veg eating people, they roast those things in the oil. वही तो कुंभी पाकम है. In countries like China, the living things only are half dead. They are not fully dead. Then they are served. उसको आप जिंदा ही खाते हो. और कुछ तो raw they eat only. चलते चलते लेव को मुंह में लेते हैं. That's all the sin done by those jivas. हिसाब तो चुकाना ही पड़ता है. Then after this, how much sensitivity and fear we have to have now. एक भी negative thought or word or action should not come from us. Then next one, बध्नन्ति रज्ज्वाम तम केचित् बध्यताम. फिर क्षिपन्ति के अवजानन्तः. They do with so much of humiliation. क्षेपणम अवज्ञा करते हुए. Abuses. क्षेपणम means गालियां हर एक लैंग्वेज की जो होते हैं. अवज्ञा करते हुए क्षेपणम करते हैं सब लोग. देन सम अदर से एष धर्मध्वजः शठः. This is the worst of the thing. You know, he is only wearing this sannyasi dress and all like a धर्मध्वजः. सिर्फ ढोंगी बाबा है ये. शठ है. शठ means the worst of the person. दुष्ट को शठ कहते हैं. ये दुष्ट है, शठ है. ये धर्म का ध्वजा पकड़ रहा है. Then he is not doing any dharma. This is said in Tulsi Ramayana as Dhira Dharma Dhvaja Dhandaka Dhore, something like that. Tulsidaji writes in the initial. See, he is holding the dhwaja of dharma, but is not. Shat hai, dharma dhwaja hai. Karke used to so much. Nowadays, you can listen about the Nastikas, how worst they talk about the Sadhu Santa. 1 month back only we have seen in that. We have to go through all that. And that talk which has not come into media, how within themselves, how much they talk. And they forgot other religion, our own religion people talk. About our own Mahatmas, Gurus. सिंगुलर एक वचन में बोलते हुए उनको आप देखो क्या क्या नहीं होता है इस दुनिया में यू गेट आउट ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड एंड स्टे इन सम प्लेस डू योर साधना देन क्या कहते हैं वो लोग इज टू से दिस इज ये इज अ शठ है दुष्ट इज अ धर्म ध्वजा इज ओनली वेयरिंग दिस रोम ओनली नाटक नॉट रियल क्षीणवित्त all is lost, wealth is lost, imam vrittim agrahit, and he has taken this vritya viksha just for his filling his stomach, all his wealth was lost, and then Swajana Uchitaha, such a worst fellow is that his own people only have thrown him away. One or two maybe people who must have seen his face and recognized it. So they know it and they say, and it was a fact also. Others may not know, but he telling other, yeah, aisa ganda anda hai. His own people have forsaken him, such a useless worst. That was all in past. None of those things are there in him. Now he's transformed. He is transformed, is known to him, but not by others. They don't accept also. And in today's worst of the world, people don't want others to improve. They enjoy in the negativity of others by blaming them. That's how the media also, that should be crime should happen so that this news can come. And when the news is given, they make it so sensational, as if they are really disliking such thing to happen. And if you go to all the children, media वाले बच्चे ढूंढते रहते हैं कोई sensational news. बेचारे उनको incentive नहीं मिलता otherwise. The world is becoming like that. They want people to do wrong so that they can get a news. You know, the doctors and all, they don't even tell you what to eat, what not to eat nowadays. Otherwise, the first medicine of a doctor is to tell what to eat and not. Nowadays, they tell, kuch bhi khao, but come with me to me for with disease. I'll treat you with medicine and take medicine from my own shop. Not everybody, but that's how it is. Minds have changed. People also are like that, both of them. It's very bada a controversial thing hai, but then at least we have to go to the roots. Where is the mistake? How to rectify it? We are talking all these examples not to blame. मेरे ऊपर अब दावा मत बोलना. These are all happening in Kali Yuga among us. This is what is being taught here. We're trying to learn. Only for the sake of filling the belly, he has taken this dress. Udara nimittam bahukruta vesha. Shankar Bhagavan himself has told to them that he directly addressed those sadhus. Don't take this vesha for udara. It is only for knowing the truth. So, shataha, dharmadvajaha, kshinavittaha, then idmam vrittim agre swajana uchitaha. When all these humiliations, insults were done, he was in his own remembrance of Lord's name, forgiving all of them, not reacting anyway from within. That instigated people more. देखो जवाब दो एक प्रॉब्लम है नहीं दो और एक प्रॉब्लम है. When he was not answering, now they take another weapon to attack. What's that? Aho esha mahasaraha. Dhrutiman giriradiva. Oh, he is so firm and strong, not reacting to whatever we do, like a huge mountain standing still. बड़ा महा पक्कड़ है महात्मा. That is insulting. और मौनेन साधयति अर्थम. And by being silent only, he wants to conquer us. Bhakavadruda nishchayaha. His nishchay is like that of a bagula which stands on one foot near that river as long as the fish doesn't come. Sometimes it is 2 घंटे. The moment the fish comes, dabak, baka dhyanam कहते हैं उसको. It is not meditating on Lord like the Rishi Muni used to stand on one leg and meditate. This bagula does that only. So that in its presence, the water is not disturbed. The fishes think there is no danger. When they come, dabak, pakad lete. This fellow is like Bhakavad Dhrudanishchayaha, Maunena Sadhyartham. Like in Garo mein bhi, when you go on scolding your child, he doesn't reply. You become double gussa. Both of you do that. he'll not say, he'll cry. Then again you say, अब रो कर तुम मेरे को जीतना चाहते हो. मतलब क्या है ना, when somebody is against you, whatever you do, they will interpret it in negative way. You don't like me, anything I tell you, you will misunderstand only. Full stop. That's it. And when you like me, any nonsense I do, you don't mind. मजा आता है माइंड में. अब देखो दुनिया को. So he will not react, he will not talk. For everything they find fault. See how much prarabdha he had that he is going through all that. This is the first of the shlokas. Mahasaraha Drutiman Giriradiva Monena Sadhayati Artham. Hope you are understanding that. Bhagavad Drudha Nishchaya. Like that, some people used to laugh at him. Iti eke vihasanti enam. इतना हंसी मजाक उनके ऊपर. No, I'm not dramatizing it. I'm not dramatist there. Like those stupid youngsters talking to each other. देख रहे हो साधु बैठे है ना बुढ़ा, उसको ना हम जैसे भाई दिखाता तो मजा दिखाता है, मैं उसको ऐसे मारूंगा डांटूंगा और वो कुछ बोलेगा भी नहीं. अरे ऐसे कैसे हो सकते हैं, मैं दिखाऊं तुमको. रियली कम्स फॉर द सेक ऑफ, देन नीड चुंगली उंगली टू दैट बाबा. ही इज नॉट रिएक्टिंग. देखा देखा मैंने बोला कि नहीं. दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग्स. ऑल आई एम नॉट ड्रामेटाइजिंग. दैट all this in today's world, in one word called in English, called as ragging. When the newcomer comes, no support to him. How many worst ways that is being done. भयंकर है. Now थोड़ा कम हो गया, but what this, on the first day only, the children committed suicide because of ragging. अलग अलग चीजें करवाते थे उनसे. That sensitive mind they couldn't take. Especially the children coming from the, really it used to happen, from the villages into the town. And they will be in that awliya of the village, they're dressing, they're talking. These city born and spoiled children of the rich people, they used to do all that. Ah. Another way is what? If any of the Brahmana boy had his own Yagnopavitam and had that choti, he is most insulted nowadays in the society. We to gone through that, Baba. Not much, luckily. कभी तिलक लगा के ऐसे इग्नोर, दे यूज्ड टू लाफ एट अस. वो ऐसा हो गया दुनिया अब. विहसन्ति. They used to laugh at him and all that. Then durvatayanti cha, and all the bad smell odor they used to spray towards him. Then tam babanduhu. That's how they used to tie him. Niruruduhu. Never allowed him to go anywhere. Babandu means binding. Niru means रास्ता रोको. जब निरोध होता है ना, निरुद्ध means like when somebody comes, their convoy or vehicles are stopped. Can't go left or right or anywhere. Nirodh. You want to sleep, they don't allow. You want to go away from there, they don't allow. Even you want to go for bathroom, nahi जाने देना. That's called niruddhu. Tying him towards something. खाना है, नहीं खाने देते. I tell you, when I was reading this, मेरे तो पूरे बॉडी में हार्पिलेशन हो रहा था. डर ही लग रहा था मुझे. अरे बाप रे बाप, ऐसा भी होता है क्या? And went through all that. See how much maturity must have had to go through all without reaction and responding. Then yatha kridanakam. The final word said by Lord Krishna is, जैसे खिलौने को करते हैं ना, उस तरह से उस ब्राह्मण को उन्होंने किया. क्रीडनकम इज बोथ. एक क्रीड़ा खिलौना भी है और एनी ऑफ द बी पेट एनिमल विच इज कंट्रोल, जैसे सर्कस वर्कस में रहते हैं ना, ऐसे वाला. He was that way tortured. Now from here comes in the two shlokas, Krishna Bhagavan telling Uddhava how he received all that. After that, from 43 comes his Gana, Bhikshu Geetham. One of the masterpieces, I'll tell you, toward the end of our 2 year struggle of Bhagavad study, if at all something substantial we can gain, like that, hundreds of topics came for that matter. Toward the end, this is the best of the thing. इसमें योग है, ज्ञान है, भक्ति है, विवेक है, वैराग्य है, बैलेंस ऑफ माइंड है, रेस्पॉन्ड टू द वर्ल्ड है, नॉन रिएक्शन है, ऑल सद्गुणास ऑफ काइंडनेस, कंपैशन, फॉरगिवनेस है. What a beautiful chapter this one. Okay. What did Bhagavan say? Evam, in this way, Saha, that Bhikshu now, Bhautikam Dukkham. Bhautika, the Dukkha given by the Bhuta Prapancha, the human being inflicted Dukkha. Daivikam Dukkham, the Daivika, which was coming because of the variety of the changes in the weather, etc. Daihikam cha, the Dukkha given to the Deha by them, or his own Deha because it has become old now and he was going through the stone tapasya. All these Dukkhas, Bhautikam, Daivikam, and Daihikam. All of that, Bhoktavyam, I can't do away with it. For all my papa, this all is coming. I have to go through it in this way. Bhoktavyam iti atmanah dishtam. No, by it has Bhoktavyam atmana. I have to go through it. Dishtam, that is what destined to me. Dishtam is destiny. That English word destiny came from dishtam only. Praptam praptam abudhyata. As and when such things were coming, he was without reacting. He was just going through with full alertness. That's how I tell you today, which you may not like or understand or accept. I am practicing it, it is helping me. You know, what is that? Sadhu Lakshana. Let the people do worse to you. Don't react outside, don't react inside. Sometimes we don't react outside. To that extent, we succeed. But inside, the reaction happens. Reaction may not be harming others, but it regrets, the miseries, the frustration. वो भी नहीं होना चाहिए. Inner reaction also. Bhagwan is giving, it will end one day. Let me focus. And whatever path I do, the falita of that comes to my own dehendriyadi. And I am detaching from that. Let them go through. Sadhu's lakshana is this. It helped me a lot in my life. Don't react, don't fight. Just move away from there. Move away from there, that's it. Because if you try to explain, justify, talk, answer, people are not ready. Ajkal. Is it not? You see now, once you find fault in someone, you don't want to listen to that. That's how people have become non-compassionate, cruel. In compassion, you give a chance for others to talk. You try to understand their standpoint. Not only you forgive, but you try to help that person to come out of that. उतना पेशेंस आजकल किसी को है नहीं. No sensitivity for others. Everybody is bhogi. Everybody wants selfishness. अपना होना बस. My safety, security. That's it. That is what Bhayankara Roga of Kali Yuga. In a way that helps that person to survive. In Satya Yuga, at his own life's cost, he used to help others. Even the other fellow is criminal. That's what the value system those days. अभी तो गिरा हुआ है. So bhoktavyam atmanah dishtam praptam abuddhita. Then paribhutaha. This way, having inserted God, Imam Gatham Agayatha. This is the song he sang. Naradamaihi paribhutaha. Being insulted by those adhama naras, the stupid fellows of that nagara. Patayadbihi. They were trying to pull him down and make him fall from all his inner commitments. That's what I said, ragging. Patayad ragging. They were trying to pull him down from his conviction, stamina, stabilities. Yet He did not allow it to happen. Swadharmastaha, staying in his own Bhikshu Dharma. What is the Bhikshu Dharma? Non-reaction. Tomorrow we'll talk a little more about it. Dhrutimastaya Satvikim, staying in that Satvika Dhruti, Ivam Gata Magayatha. This is a great song he has sung. So that from this 43 to 58, this Solaha Shlok, this is a quintessence of Viveka Vairagya and Jignasa and all of that. One of the most beautiful topics it is. Okay. Tomorrow we'll see Sarvam Krishna Arpanam Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Shishyate Om. Friends, don't miss class from tomorrow for a week or so. In for them because it's a very important topic. I don't know how to request you. Only in your own interest. What can I do other than requesting? Great topic we are.